Good evening, my friends, and welcome to episode 1 of the Talos Principle. Shout out to the commenters on the YouTube channel who've been requesting this one. So Petra4, T150 and Air Hater both asked for this game, and it's a really great game. Okay, so this is not a blind playthrough. This is something a little bit different because I have played this game. I've beaten this game. I haven't played the DLC for this game, and so that's going to be in a separate playlist after we finish this playthrough. This puzzle game's a little bit longer than most of the ones we played, probably clocking it around 15 to 20 hours for the main game, something like that. There are a lot of secrets in the main game that I never beat first time round, so we're going to see how well we get on with those. But the last time I played this game was 7.5 years ago, which kind of makes this a nostalgia playthrough. It's not quite as 1990s as some of the games we've played recently, but this game is definitely one of those precursors. You know, when people talk about Outer Wilds, they talk about The Witness. This game came before those, right? This was very much like a big piece of the puzzle, which was philosophical, walking simulator-esque puzzle games, right? No enemies, unlimited time to solve your problems, you're walking through the environment, the puzzles are kind of immersive in the environment. It is a bit of a traditional puzzle game in the sense that you are walking up to a puzzle and the puzzle is kind of enclosed within a room and then you do that puzzle. So it's a little bit like Portal in that respect, a little bit like The Witness in that respect. Where it really kind of set the tone for puzzle games going forward was the fact that this game is about something. It's very philosophical, it's very existential. So, without further ado, come join me on this journey into nostalgia. We are playing the Talos Principle. Now I've just got to remember how to play it. I know it's to do with gates, right? There's a lot of gates, there's a lot of bombs, there's some machine guns, there's some lasers. The story is about an AI that is gradually learning how to become self-aware. And you see the diary entries of the programmers working on it, and there's some kind of unspecified cataclysmic event happening in the world, right? Here we are. Tutorial level.
Behold, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim. Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
The voice acting, incidentally, absolutely amazing in this game. Absolutely chef's kiss. I love it so much. You know, Elohim is just amazingly portrayed. I am going to knock down the mouse sensitivity a touch because that is a little bit too much for me. Let's go 0.7 and see how we feel with that one. That's a little bit better. That's a little better. Our character's also very fast as well, you know. I've kind of got very used to that cyan world speed, where walking around abduction is very contemplative, you know. Initiating child program logic check. We take the jammer. Subject-object interaction, okay. And we're going to jam. And you cannot take the jammer from through the portal, so that's a good cheese to check early. There's still something weird about the movement, though. I think maybe I need to change the field of view, perhaps. Not that one. Might be motion sickness options. Do I want more field of view or less field of view? Let's try a 100 field of view. I can never remember. Do you do a wider field of view or do you do a lower field of view? That feels a touch better, actually. Child program basic calibration. That is an angry looking robot bomb. And you jam it. Spatial awareness okay. Will that try and attack me here? Right, the red lasers do control that field of view. Notable. Predictive capacity, okay.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome. And within each, I have hidden a sigil. It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come and attain eternal life.
Can't say fairer than that. So let me know in the comments if you've played this game before or whether you're watching us blind. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to be fairly spoilerific because this is a nostalgia playthrough and because this game is like 10 years old now or something. I'm kind of tempted to be reasonably spoiler heavy, but Elohim, well, he sort of has your best interests at heart, but only just, right? Like, yes, he wants you to go and grab these things, these sigils, but the eternal life that he's promising you is not quite all that it seems. But he's sort of intending for you to betray him, right? Because betraying your maker is part of the point of what he's trying to teach you. So, we've got a switch out of reach. So these are the rooms. These are the puzzle rooms, yeah? And so we wander around the environment and we go through these puzzle rooms and then they'll cross off the signs as we do them. And I don't think the order in which you do the puzzles is important because you can't take anything out of the puzzle rooms, if I recall correctly. As I say, it's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to jam that. And we've got a wire that we can follow here to a switch, which allows us to just turn that off, so that's handy. And we're probably going to want to jam you. And that is first sigil of the game.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are the sigils of our name. Each brings you closer to eternity.
So as the game goes on, we also will unlock some extra abilities as well. See, it will tell you which ones you've done and which ones you haven't done. Outnumbered is the next level. And there is certainly a difficulty curve to the game, you know. Okay, so that is bumping against that barrier. And it can't blow up whilst we're protected behind the barrier. And we've also got Interesting. Okay, I think we will get the bomb to come through the barrier and then close the barrier behind it. So we can run off from the bombs. We can outrun the bombs. There we go, and now you're on the wrong side. Oh, does that not open the gate?
Well done, child. Only one more sigil is needed.
Wow, if we do left shift, we really rocket along. Okay, one more sigil is needed, and that's going to get us all the green sigils. Ah, that requires one more green sigil to unlock. But there's also an extra green sigil here. Which is what? Like a spare green sigil? And we can also get like an orange sigil from that direction, so... I don't know. I think we'll just work through it in somewhat of a logical order. We're going to get stuck plenty, right? Striding the beaten path. We are going to get stuck plenty, so let's not worry too much about whether we are or are not getting the sigils in the exact order that we are wanting them or that they are intended. Right, so we'll grab that. Being able to run might actually be quite important in this game, mightn't it? Whoa! Oh, it sort of made me jump because I thought we were enough past it. We can't jam it through here. Oh no! It's coming at us from that way. Yeah, so we basically want to wait for it to be... Yeah, they don't come after you. They don't come after you. So that is sort of like, okay, cool. Ah, no, we only have one jammer though. Right, we need to... Is Elohim going to give us
The
an
guardians
explanation
of
as to
this
what happened
land
here?
may harm you, but do not resent them, for they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
It's fine. They don't... Okay, so they do not actually chase after you. Which is sort of good to know, so there shouldn't be any surprises there. Hey!
My temple awaits you, child. Go forth.
Okay. So that is 3 down there, but before we go to there, I want to see what's through here. Because we have got another green L-shaped piece.
My child, you do not need to collect all sigils at once. You are free to return to this place whenever you choose.
That's nice, isn't it? Hang a lampshade on it, right? Because, you know, sometimes on this kind of game, it isn't always clear whether you are expected to 100% it or whether you can go back to previous areas or what, right? So, yeah, making that literally explicit, kinda down with it. This is one of those puzzles where it's like, in Portal, there's a very, very early puzzle, which requires you to learn for the first time that it's not just blue portals that you can walk through, but you can walk through orange portals as well. It's in the developer notes, it's in the developer commentary, but basically, before you get the second half of the portal gun, they're trying to teach you about moving in and out of portals. And what they were finding in playtesting is that people were assuming that you had to go through blue and come out of orange, or they were always trying to engineer their puzzles that way. And so they put in this corridor where there's an orange portal fixed, and you have to fire a blue portal and go through the blue portal, and then fire a blue portal again down the next corridor and go back through the orange portal you just came through to come out of the blue portal you just launched. So you fire blue next to you, walk through, come out of orange, fire blue down a corridor, walk through the orange and come out of the blue. And this is very much like that. This puzzle is about teaching you that you can jam a grid one side, then take another jammer through the other side, re-jam the grid that you're already jammed, so that you can pick up the first jammer and bring it through. And there are going to be a lot of puzzles that use that mechanic effectively. Whoops. Oh. Well, that's sort of inconvenient. Hang on a second. For some reason, and it's kind of inconvenient, but for some reason one of my hotkeys that I use whilst recording happens to also be mapped to something in the game. I'm not sure what that is. It's like that's like the pause. That's the pause menu. For some reason the pause menu is also mapped to F10, which is usually a pretty safe function key to map to other things. So might have to have a fiddle with that between episodes. Do I want to go for the yellow right now? Let's go for the yellow right now. Peephole. Okay. Well, let's jam that so that we can bring you out of here. Meanwhile, we'll jam you, because we can also... Ah, wait, no. We'll jam you with that one, because we can get it through the peephole. So those two, and are those two the only two in this area? Yeah, looks like it.
You are most diligent.
Thank you.
Perhaps this trait will serve you well in times to come.
And that is all of the levels from, I suppose, what you would probably consider the tutorial level. Right. QR codes. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my faith. Whatever the end goal of this grand challenge is, it's far out of reach. Knowing that, how are we supposed to resist distraction? That is version 17.1. This was version 10. And we've got ourselves a terminal. Loading library session, mounting local disks. Yeah, do you know what? I've just remembered. We also have like a mysterious helper, don't we? Sort of helping us out. Library archive session ready. We are guest at local. Directory? Unknown command. Type help for a list of available commands. Help. Basic terminal commands are list, display a list of available resources, open file name, help, run MLA, load Milton Library Assistant, and exit. Well, give me the list. So we have welcome, Athena, and figureitout.eml. Have a look at welcome. From Nadia, and this is at the Institute for Applied something or other, to Alexandra. Welcome to the team. Hi again. I'm sorry if I was a little odd at the meeting. I know you were nervous, but the truth is that so was I. This may be hard for you to believe, but you intimidate me. You're so young and you've already accomplished so much. If the situation wasn't so grim, I might even be jealous. There's also something I wanted to clarify. I realise that, nominally speaking, I'm head researcher here, but this is your project, and everyone will respect that. And yes, I know you're not used to working like this, but as of today, you're in charge. No pressure! Let's do this, Nadia. Excellent. One thing that I really kind of want to point out as well in terms of the writing of this game is one thing I think a lot of video games struggle with, and maybe that's because the video game industry is not a terribly nice place to work, I'm not sure, or maybe I've just been incredibly fortunate in that I've always worked at very nice places with very nice people, but I've always found the way video games portray office relationships to be incredibly negative. And maybe I've just been lucky, I don't know, maybe I'm just incredibly naive. But this game, it does sort of set itself apart in that way. This is a really nice welcome email, you know? I could write that. Like, that could come from me, maybe. Okay, we'll close. Right. Again, gonna fix that for next time. Let's have a look at figure it out. So .emls are emails rather than .msgs. We've got to an IP address, F6E. The way I see it, the world doesn't come with a manual. You got to figure it out for yourself. A bit here, a bit there, put it together, try to make sense of it. I'm pretty sure there is a truth, but that doesn't mean everyone who claims to know it really does. Then again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We live in an amazing world, and searching for the truth can be a real adventure. Plus, it's good for the brain. Anyway, just some rambling thoughts from your old man. Don't let this stuff get you down. You're young. You've got loads of time to figure it all out. Love, Dad. And let's have a look at Athena.txt. So, Chapter 6, Athena in the Garden of the Hesperides. So, corrupted did not trust them, but they moved with such grace, such nobility, that it was hard not to follow them further into this strange garden of gears and cogs. They led her to a place where the crowns of the brass trees seemed to grow together, forming a kind of chamber strangely reminiscent of a chapel. In the middle of this chamber grew a smaller tree, made of bright blue steel, and upon this tree grew a single golden apple. This apple, the nymphs said in unison, their eyes aglow, confers the gift of deathlessness and true wisdom. Many heroes and not a few villains have come to claim it, but all faltered in their final step. For you must know that deathlessness reveals the mortality of the world, and true wisdom its unending folly. Who would take this burden upon themselves? Some say that Hercules... Some hex, gazing upon the stars, and wept. Okay, I think we're running MLA next, right? Because if we look at help, we have got MLA as our last thing to do. Milton, Library Assistant. Hello, guest. What can I help you today? Go on. It's a natural language. It's a GPT, right? What is your query? Describe your functions. The Universal Library Assistant is designed primarily to sort and classify data in the library archive. Secondarily, it facilitates user interaction with library resources via an intuitive human language interface. It also provides powerful networking and troubleshooting functions. So let's have a look. How long has the system been running? Are you able to take offence? Nah. What are these terminals? What is the current status of the library archive? There are 47 million resources in the archive, taking up 5 petabytes of disk space. Okay. However, the majority of library resources are corrupted or invalid. 10.6 gigabytes of uncorrupted resources are indexed. Is that really true? 5.4 petabytes was the size of the entire internet in 2003. Is that really true? Because, like, what is it? So you do gigabytes, terabytes, exabytes, petabytes. Like, you can fit petabytes into a large data center nowadays, right? How old are the library archives? They range from 1995 to 2030F, the year that we finally adopted hexadecimal as a numbering system. Okay, they provide access to the library. How long has the system been running? For 9999 years. Progressive data corruption is inevitable in any system over time. Additionally, a large number of inconsistencies were detected during sorting, leading to greater than average data invalidation. My knowledge is limited to the data in the library archives, but you can ask me about other topics. My responses may be limited. So let's have a look at who is Elohim. Elohim is the noun for God or gods in modern and ancient Hebrew. Where am I? You are currently in a support session with the MLA module. Your library archive session may be resumed at any time. That is obviously not what I meant. That is obviously not what I meant. What am I? You are logged in with a guest account. What was the first word of the last sentence you wrote? I'm unable to process and respond based on subject verb object syntax. Okay. Well, I'm not going to offend the chatbot because as a robot I have certain affinity for, you know, my peers. I also always tend to feel bad insulting NPCs in games. So there we go. We could call that a personal failing if you wish. And here we are. This is the sort of hub of the first part of the first world.
Step into the light, child, and my temple will be revealed to you.
Let's go.
You walk now upon the stones of my temple, whence many gates lead. And know that I have other temples, for my garden is greater than your eye can encompass. And all these worlds I made for you.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? So we have a place that we can't get to. We have got another place that we also can't get to. Yeah, so we've got World 2, World 4, World 6. These are all open to us. World 7 is open to us. Yeah, so all of these are open to us.
There are mysteries in my garden, hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
So we never, last time I played this 7 odd years ago, I never reached all of the secrets. Oh, that's brilliant, that is. That's a really, really good map to try and fully understand all of that. Yeah. And then we've got, well, one which clearly needs a little bit of reconstructive work. What's that up there as well? That looks interesting, doesn't it? But we're going to finish off World 1 first of all, right? We have got 2 more signs to be looking at. One there. It does seem a little bit unusual to have all of this extra kind of extraneous space, but as Elohim literally just said, there are secrets. Secrets abound in this place. Poking a sleeping lion is our next level. We have got a sleeping orb right there. We've got a jammer here. Cool. So I'm going to jam that so that we can take that without him blowing up. Which way is he going to go, do we think? Oh, if he goes that way, that's no problem at all. Bonk! And then one more through here. This level is Trio Bombasticus. So there are 3 of them. And they are going left and right there. But we can open those up in turn. Here's a jammer. Oops. Well, okay. And that is going to be World 1 right there. Everything done. Oh! There is a secret star. Look at that. We almost missed that. Where is the secret star, though? Is the fact that it's on the top sign and not the lower sign indicative of where the star can be found? Or is there indeed no hint to that? Ah. So we are going to need to do a little bit more soul searching there to be able to find that. But broadly speaking, at least on a cursory glance, World 1 is complete. That's going to wrap us up for episode 1. I'm really looking forward to playing this game again. The vibes are great, the music's great, the voice acting's great, the puzzles are great. It's a great puzzle game. If you've not played it, you should play it. It's really good. I'm really looking forward to playing through this again. Really looking to trying out the DLC, right? I've never played the DLC. Looking forward to getting there. And, as Airhater told us in the comments, Talos Principle 2 is coming out later this year. So we're definitely going to check that out as well. Great. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Like and subscribe if you're not. Other than that, I will see you soon. Bye for now.